students in women's and gender studies courses. Sorry, I botched that. Can I try again?
Yeah.
My name is Emma Harbaugh. I am an English major with a double minor in journalism and women's and gender studies.
My name is Laurel Hammis. I am a history major with a women's and gender studies minor.
My name's Scott Elliott. I'm a professor in the Department of Philosophy, Religion, and Leadership, and I'm currently the director of the Women's and Gender Studies program.
My name is Elizabeth Higgins. I'm a senior. I'm a history major and women and gender studies minor.
Gender studies is important because it contributes to every single field that you may want to go into. It can be used for whatever job that you think is important because you have to work with your coworkers no matter what.
The classes that we're exposed to and the questions that were asked in these classes really help us look at the differences between men and women and how they have been exploited throughout history, how they affect our daily lives, and it really makes us ask and answer tough questions that I think are really important.
It gives you perspective on people's experiences that you wouldn't normally get, and I think also it teaches you how to interact with people and how to look in yourself and think critically. I think that's a really valuable skill.
I think gender studies is important because our genuinely interdisciplinary program is designed to teach students about the importance of gender and gender difference across intellectual traditions, academic disciplines, careers, arts, all sorts of things. In the past 2 years, we've seen the impact of the Me Too movement. 2 months ago, we saw the election of the first Black, first female, first Asian American woman vice president. And yet, in spite of all that, at the same time, currently women earn 80 cents to every dollar earned by a man. And if you're a woman of color, the gap is even larger. COVID has only made the problem worse, both by deepening and broadening it. Now seems to be a critical time to help students understand what's going on, to make sense of these dynamics, and to find new and creative ways of changing them for the betterment of their careers and their communities.
Some memorable experiences that I have had in the program is my first ever Women's and Gender Studies class that was co-taught by Dr. Learman and Dr. Stewart. It happened during the great power outage of 2018 when the power took out all of campus, and we did presentations in the dark in Valade with no PowerPoints, nothing, but it was just a great group of people, and we were all there supporting each other, and it was one of the greatest classes I've ever taken, and it was a really great introduction into this amazing program.
I immediately think of a group project that I was able to do my sophomore year. I was a sophomore, of course, and I was put on the project with 2 seniors and a freshman, and that experience was really fun because we all got to use our knowledge and put it together and make some memories with each other.
I've had a lot of memorable experiences. Honestly, any class with Melissa Stewart has been fabulous. She just has taught me so much, and I'm really thankful for having her. So she's definitely one of my top experiences I've had throughout the program.
The first is when I taught feminist theory for the first time. I had a really small group of students, but the difference in ages and lived experiences was quite significant. And I remember countless class periods in which these women would engage one another in very rich, very personal, very honest conversation around the readings and around their backgrounds, to the extent that I just sat back and listened. They took complete ownership of the course, and I learned so much from them. Another experience that comes to mind is in teaching my course, Women in the Bible, and watching male students learn humbly and meaningfully from female and non-binary students about assumptions that had been previously unquestioned. It was genuinely a caring for humanity in the world moment.
If I could pitch the program to incoming students, I would tell them that this minor can only be beneficial and helpful for you. Whatever you want to do, this will contribute to who you will be later in your life. The knowledge and experience that you gain from this minor will make sure that your career later on goes smoothly because you have the background knowledge and education of what women's and gender studies is about.
The professors are amazing. It'll broaden your horizons. It will make you think about things that you haven't before, and it's really amazing, and I highly recommend it.
The professors that teach these types of classes are some of the best professors I've ever had. The best learning experiences, these classes are really engaging. Professors are creating a collaborative learning environment, and they're really concerned with you taking something away from the class, not testing you on your limits or your knowledge of a certain subject. They really want you to be able to walk away with a broader understanding of the world with these tough questions answered.
Students in women's and gender studies courses are equipped to think about the issues of gender, race, sexual orientation, class, in ways unlike they do in a lot of other classes. And as a result, they come out being more sensitive to women's and gender's issues, and therefore better prepared to be sensitive to those issues in their careers and in their communities.